Now, joining us to talk about that game and the game coming up on Saturday is one of the directors of Vipers Sports Club, actually one of the founders, the pioneers of the club then known as Bunamwaya, if I'm not mistaken, yes. Commonly known as Tadeus Kitandwe. Good evening, good to see you and good to have you on the show tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. This is my first time to be here. I'm glad that you guys decided to give us a Monday night to talk sports. It's a beautiful show. I love it. I always watch from home. And I'm glad that you have invited us to talk about our matches.
Okay. Good stuff. You people are in money.
Yeah.
You're in money these days. Let's start with the money. The latest. How much did you make from Manzoki?
Undisclosed.
Director is here.
Now, you know, we still have a problem in the Ugandan sport, partly because of URA for the reasons that you know, but also partly because the deals that we write normally, much of this money does not come in one bit. You get a bit of it and then a bit of it and then a bit of it, and sometimes you even get into trouble writing to CAF and FIFA about unpaid money. So you cannot come here to say we got this money. Somebody could come and say, okay, URA, please bring it. You have not received it. So, but the money,
you will pay the taxes.
Yeah, we pay our taxes. We are a limited company. We pay our taxes, all right. But we do not get this money in one bit. URA should know.
Okay. Okay, but Vipers as a club, even before we talk about this game, the way you prepared for this season's Champions League is a lot more different. What are your aspirations this time round? You seem to be more focused than before.
Our current hashtag at Vipers is Africa is the goal. We've played at CAF level before. Remember 2016, 2017, 2018, 2020. We've been participating. But this one time we are thinking we're no longer fit to be participants just. We want to go and compete. And our goal is to do what KCC did, to play the group stages. And do not only play, we want to get to a level where Villa reached. Remember that Villa played the final twice? Yeah, and we think it is high time. We have been with these boys in the school, we have been with these boys in the Vipers junior team. We have added other people from outside. The technical wing looked at all the positions, and whichever position we need a player, we have got that player. We can even afford to lose Bobo Sibiaruhanga currently, and we still compete. Because if you have Osomba from Congo, you have not seen him Kusombaring his game. He's a good Osomba.
But we saw another one in goal, keeping a clean sheet.
Young man, you have Mudekereza in goal. This guy from Burundi, very mature and very ready, very steady, with a commanding voice in the back line. I think we are ready. Currently, we think we are ready to compete. Okay. God forbid if anything happens, but we don't think we can be defeated at this level. We are looking at Mazembe next.
Okay, but when you say that this time, because you want to do better, it's not a question of saying it. From your observation, what were you doing right in the other previous appearances where you were just participants, and what are you changing to be more competitive this time round?
Well, we did not set out to be participants per se. We set out to compete, but along the way we found out that we had not done some things right, especially the technical bit. We did not have the right players. Remember the game of Sfaxien, Constantine at Kitandwe? Yes. And you remember Mzaidan Serunkuma up front, and he was the best striker we had. And he could not match the height of these guys. But for a technical man who had done some research about the other team, you could even have brought in a midfielder who is as tall as that defender, just to make sure that you balance the game. So you have two players outwitted, outdone, outplayed, outpositioned, and you don't have any backup on the bench. But currently we've done our research. We looked at the technical aspect. We looked at every position. Who do we need in this position that can help us to compete? At least at Ugandan level, we know that our players are good enough. Now, on Africa level, when we set out to go to, when we said Africa is the goal, remember the other preparations we were playing against certain Isaza, Entebbe Select, Villa, Kampala United, FOF, Maroons. Maroons is good. They give anybody who wants a friendly match any minute. Now we said, no, we need to prepare away from home. So we went and played against Yanga, we went and played the AS Kigali. We even were supposed to play more matches if it was not for the short timing, because these other countries have gone into the league much earlier than we did. So after getting exposed to the kind of semi-international or international matches, trials, we feel we have beaten Yanga in their own backyard. We have beaten AS Kigali. We can do something. So our preparations have been upped up. Our resources have been made better. We have brought in players that are motivating other players. The technical team, our coaches are really, really professional. They are handling the players the right way. Now, coupled with the motivation of the players, you know, I always tell people, performance comes with three aspects. Your ability, then the motivation, and then the environment where you want to perform from. Now, the mixture of those three, we believe we have done properly this time, and that is why you are seeing us willing to go.
Okay. Motivation in most cases comes in form of money, right?
Especially.
Okay, and your players are well facilitated. Now, this game against Area the Bangi, honestly, Vipers had to win that one. They were a troubled side. But by the way, before we get into that, one important thing that I wanted to point out, the reason Real the Bangi played in Congo Brazzaville is because there is no stadium that matches international standards.
Yes. Yeah, they have a 50,
now that's a reminder
50-seater stadium
of the kind of investment that Vipers did. Because if they were in a country where they didn't have a stadium, probably they would also play their games away from home.
And actually, you mentioned that they had to be forced to nearby Congo Brazzaville, but it's some 1,000 kilometers away.
Yeah,
it's like you're crossing Uganda.
It's even interesting that we were at our game. We were at the venue before the hosts, and they started the match when there were 8 players.
Actually, they came in batches. They came in batches. Then the game kicked off when there were 8. Which again, now no one is here to try and, you know, bring down the performance that you guys did, because if we had to follow, you really prepared for it. I even watched a speech that Lawrence Mlindwa gave after beating Yanga, and you also had advance party in Congo Brazzaville, including the president himself, Lawrence Mlindwa.
He got there before everybody. He booked the hotels and he made sure there was comfort for everybody. He made sure everybody will leave the airport in time, get rested in time, and even the food, even the food. So we thank him a lot that he put in. He made sure that the food is prepared to the comfort of the players.
Before we get into
but I want to quash the other issue of 8 players.
Yes, the 8 players.
We did not score against the 8.
Yes,
we scored against the 11.
Oh, you waited for them.
We waited for them to declare. So you know, by minute 11, they were 11 already, and we played and we did not score until they were 11 and playing well.
Was it deliberate?
They had warmed up enough, and when we scored.
Okay, but of course that's not the kind of test probably that you expected. But do you honestly think they will be better in the return leg, because they have a few days?
You cannot underestimate them. You cannot. They have 6 players on the national team. And they have won their league, the home league. People who think that this club is small, they are winning. Actually, I think the last time they won, that was the 13th time they're winning their league at home. Now, if you are Ugandan and you have been around football, you remember in 2003, SC Villa versus Aviakao. Villa travels to Angola and they beat Aviakao 2-1. Was it Tendwa, Vincent, and whoever? They scored 2 goals that way, and everybody said, Villa, it was under Mitchell, the current coach. Villa, he said, it's done, it's done. Now Aviakao came to Nambole, and by half time, the game was 2-0. Aviakao on top. Villa made everything, and they never recovered. So Aviakao won the tie 3-2. So I've been telling everybody, like I was on TV before the Masindi game, Vipers versus Bull in the finals of the Uganda Cup, where everybody expected a whitewash. I told these people, let's first go and play the game. Do not write off this team. So even this time, you cannot write off these guys. They traveled late, they had problems. Now they can recover from those problems and arrive early. Then you can never know what to expect.
Okay.
So that's why the coaches are not taking anything for granted. The team is in Kigali, arriving at 2 a.m. today. Tomorrow by 2 p.m., everybody must report for training.
Actually,
preparing as if we did not even win the first game.
It's encouraging listening to the captain, new captain, Milton Karisa also, and Rumala himself, who made his debut, saying it's only halfway done, the job. And they expect the same aggressiveness, the same approach, because you never know, they're there, but they've got to play the game. Yeah.
In football, once it is 11 against 11, never write off anything.
Okay, so the return leg is on Saturday, right?
Saturday. I want to use this opportunity to call our fans. We're charging 20,000 for the ordinary ticket, and then 30,000 for VIP.
Okay.
The blue section will be by invitation. Media, you guys know how you are accredited. Just send something to Abudu Asike, get accredited, and come and cover the game. Our sponsors are all involved, Plascon, Hima Cement and DFCU. We are together. We are also planning to do something for our fans on that game. They are going to win some items. So we are trying to call every Ugandan who have... People are thirsty. They have not been watching football. The league is waiting up to 30th.
Yeah.
So if you have been missing Ugandan football, Kitandwe is the venue for you on Saturday. Come, we have everything there to drink and eat. And for us, we have turned football matches into events.
Yeah, because
we have our chicken roast, the goat muchomo. We have those who drink the hard way and those who drink the soft way. We have everything, even the music.
Yeah, because the last time I was in Kitandwe,
good enough, we have even among our fans, we have musicians. You would be interested to know that King Saha is a staunch Vipers. Actually, from Bunamaya days, young Mulu.
Young Mulo, I know Young Mulo.
As a very young boy with the Bunamaya, as a ball boy. He actually tried to play football, but he couldn't. He was very weak.
Young Mulo is too small.
Yeah, then Waike Benda, Boy Sotenda. These are our fans, and every time we call them, they are there to support our events.
Okay.
Kitandwe, you've been on the continent 4 times. 2 of them, you've stopped in the preliminaries. Now, this is your first away win, which of course sets...
historical.
Yeah. So, last season, you actually stopped in the preliminaries. Al Hilal.
Yeah.
Now, this time round, anything but first round will be regarded as failure. But again, first round is not enough because you want to go to the group stage. Now, here we are running a risk of going ahead of ourselves because we've got to respect that we have a game to play. But signs are it could be that Vipers will be in the second round. And in the second round, there is a TP Mazembe waiting. Here is your dream of going to the group stage, and in between, there could be TP Mazembe.
There is. Not there could be.
There is TP Mazembe.
There is a big boy.
How, listening to the players, the coach, and of course the pressure from the big man because he has invested, he needs some return. TP Mazembe, the chances really, I know they are not the TP Mazembe that won the title, but still they are TP Mazembe. Is that, will that be something that you're thinking, wait a minute, even if we don't go past this, is TP Mazembe, or you actually believe you can beat them and go to the group stage?
Or you believe it will give you the right test that you need?
It is actually the ultimate test.
Okay.
Go and play against Mazembe. We already know that some of these things are already known. We know that CAF will say the first leg will be in Kitandwe. We are prepared to play the first leg in Kitandwe. We know that
actually the fixture looks like the first leg is in Kitandwe.
It It is always like that when we play against the big boys. Yeah, but like you said, we have been once beaten, twice shy. We have been there. We know what has happened. Yeah, I know that we have gone and done it before against El Merrick when they were a big side. Yeah, they beat us 2-1. At their home, and we came back, and Ndugwa scored, and we beat them 1-0. So it's about preparations. We are well prepared for Mazembe, and we know that this is the Mazembe that we are going to face. It is not the Mazembe of old. This is the Mazembe that we can play against and get a result. And the good thing, anyway, which I don't want to say now, is that there's a backup. If you fail at that stage, you could drop into the confederations, and that would be a good backup and a motivation for the boys to still strive to go higher and higher. So Saturday does not qualify for us to on only one lane. We are looking at either lane. Let's beat these guys on Saturday and prepare for Mazembe. If we go past Mazembe, we are into the groups, and that is the goal. That is the only goal for this year. If we don't, then we shall drop into the confederations, but we shall go for the groups, whoever the opponent will be. So that is how we want to represent Uganda this year. Okay,
of course you're not Dr. Lawrence Mulindwa, but I've heard that he was inspired by Moise Katumbi. Moise Katumbi is the gentleman behind chairman of Mazembe. Of Mazembe. So you think individually this will be a good test for the club patron as well?
And you've not seen Lawrence Mulindwa trying so hard to meet somebody, except the FIFA president then, and then in Africa it was Katumbi. But good enough they met, and he gave him so much inspiration. Remember, we worked with Mazembe when we took their Jawaru, and the two met. They spoke, and many of the things that you see in Kitandwe are a result of the inspiration Dr. Mulindwa drew from Moise Katumbi. Because Katumbi told him, you can even buy an aircraft for your club. So Doctor is still following in his dream.
No wonder Doctor is already practicing in these flights.
Now
the quicker ones.
It is the Katumbi against a Katumbi motivated individual.
Okay. I hope you some of the proceeds are from the sale of the Central African Republic striker who went to China. You're depositing on the plane for the club.
Not yet, not yet. There's a bigger project that we want to invest in, and that project is the youth development. We are tired of buying players from around. If you build a good foundation of youth development.
But haven't you been doing that with the school?
We have a school, but our players are disturbed. Our players are disturbed. Now, all of them want to play in the first 11 of Vipers, and you cannot have all of them play. Now, when you take them away from their environment, they are not as good as they used to be. But if you develop them and you keep them for 1 year in Vipers and then sell outside, that would be doing us.
By the way, since we have the director here, Director, I want to congratulate you and thank you for saving Uganda the embarrassment of playing their home games in Kenya and Tanzania.
That is again the success of Dr. Lawrence Mulindwa and the Vipers team in totality, because you cannot work alone unless you have a working team
because
that supports you.
If you hadn't built that stadium, you will also be doing the Bangui. Probably you'll be hosting your games.
And you would be arriving late like the Bangui
so you'd be traveling for your home game at Dar es Salaam.
Kenya.
Okay, anyway, finally, Director, we might not have you here again until by the time the league kicks off. You know everyone is coming for you, right?
Yes, we know. We are aware. We are aware, and
you seem like you have this attitude of, are you guys here? I think I have enough for you. I'm not concentrating on the big boys.
No. We know we have the very last game of last season is a game that we expected to win. That is against Bull in the Uganda Cup final. Then we lost it, and not by a small margin.
3-1.
3-1 was humiliating. Now we've learned our lessons. Every game that we take on will be a final, whether at home or away. That's why we brought in players in big numbers and in good quality. We have the depth. If you cannot play get out. Another person who can play with
Patrick,
so
why is Vipers struggling looking for a coach? This man, the energy.
it's not the energy, it's in the motivation and having grown up as a player, I've been there with this team, I've seen everything. I have this motivation to see this club play in Africa at the continental final, just the way Villa did. I was alive and I was in football when Villa played those finals. Yeah, I got so inspired.
Okay.
Can I ask him the last one, Patrick?
Yeah, the very last one.
Tadeus, are you now retired as a warlord, or you're still in the war zone?
Against who now?
Did you take the guns back to the Congo?
We have our comfort in our club football.
Okay.
Where things are not moving properly, we are telling the guys, look, things are not moving properly. If they want to listen, they should. So that things move. If they don't want to listen, then let us do our work and be a model. When they follow us, follow the river, find the sea.
Okay, thank you very much, Tadeus Kitandwe. But though will the tickets be sold at the gates, or
tickets will be at the gate, and we shall be opening at 12 noon.
12. Kickoff is 4 p.m.
Kickoff is 4 p.m. 12 noon, people can come. There will be a party inside. It's an event. It's not just a football match. It is an event.
Okay. All right. So Vipers, Uganda's representatives in the CAF Champions League will be taking on Real de Bangui this Saturday at St. Mary's Stadium, Kitandwe, and you've heard it from the director of Vipers Sports Club, Tadeus Kitandwe, everything regarding that return leg before they prepare to take on TP